Hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining me back into Chinese Frontiers. And as you can see, I was quite busy off screen expanding the town, and I'm going to quickly walk through it with you. So currently here on our right side, we've got the warehouse that I'm busy constructing. I'm very close to getting done with it. So we are currently now at I think 76%. Yeah, so there at the left you can see we at 76% completed with the warehouse, and I'm gonna finish that with today's episode. And also additionally, we've built our first village house. It's quite small, and we get 2 villagers that come with it. Now you'll see, oh, here's the one. And then over on this side we've got another one having some tea, looks like it. And they also have a little cat that lives in this little house. So these are the 2 first villagers that we've got, and obviously this is our engineering workshop, our carpenter's workshop, and then I just moved the caravan over towards that side, and we started building some extra roads over here, just normal gravel roads. But yeah, I basically had to do some extra quests for some people there at the Great Wall, and when we completed those quests I actually got some extra workshops. So I've got now an additional stonemason's workshop, and I've also got the bricklayer's workshop. Now I'm going to look at building that at a later stage, and I've got some extra decorations now. So I've got these fences that's got added, and I've got a fireplace as well as a workbench and a stool. So basically as you go through your game and you do all the quests for the people that you can find in the world, you will gradually unlock more components for your village. Now I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, maybe I'm stupid, but I think the only way that you can get onto this warehouse roof is basically laying one of these scaffoldings on this side and then jumping onto that beam and then doing like a whole parkour action going across and then getting onto the roof. That's literally the only way that I've seen to be getting on. So I'm gonna just use the same method to get onto this roof, and then we can continue building this warehouse, or completing this warehouse really. So yeah, let's just carry on laying down all the beams. We've got, yeah, we're close to 20% left. As soon as the roof is done, then the rest of it is relatively easy to complete. But I don't know, like I say, I'm really not sure if I'm doing this correctly. Jumping between all of these places. Okay, but this is gonna go a little bit easier now, hopefully. Okay, we need some additional plank. Alrighty. Okay, let's just quickly go craft some extra planks. I think I might need some extra beams as well. But let's do maybe another 60 planks. I think we're going to still need a lot of those though. And let's maybe do an additional 40 beams. I think that should be fine. Okay, there we go. So let's see if we can complete the structure now. Maybe it will be easier if I just place this piece and then jump on. Ooh, I might not get on now. There we go. It does take a little bit of effort, but we are on. I might actually run out of blanks again. Wow, this structure is really resource hungry. Okay, so we need some extra planks. Let's do maybe 80 of those. You know, I think once the warehouse is placed, we might be able to sign the current villagers that's in our town to start getting some wood and crafting certain items. That will just make our job and load a little bit lighter. And I think what we can also do is we can transfer a lot of the items that we've got in the caravan. We can transfer that over to the warehouse. I think that's basically what's going to happen. So yeah, but let's just see if we can complete this. Right, now from here it's the flax that we need to lay down. Okay, we need a whole bunch of extra flax. I know I do have some left in the caravan. I'm not sure if it's enough though, but we've got plenty of flax here in the wild. Well, actually, yeah, it doesn't look like I've got any flax left. So we're gonna just have to harvest a whole bunch of flax over here. And like I said, there is plenty to go around. I want to also actually see if I've got some extra skills that I can maybe unlock. That just helps us with the harvesting and with just the general development of our town. So let's see, a skill tree. Yes, okay, cool. I do actually have an extra skill that I can assign. So let's see what we can do over here. Carry one extra stone block. Okay, no, that's not necessary when destroying. Ooh, this is actually a good one, especially for the scaffolding, because we do get that extra bamboo. So I'm gonna just go ahead and assign that one. And let's just quickly see. I saw a patch of flax on this side, so I'm gonna just grab as much as I can of this, and then this should give us enough flax to just complete the structure, really. Okay, let's see. We've got now currently 260. And we've got 4 pieces left, and it requires 80 per piece. Yeah, so we're going to need a little bit more flax. We've got a few patches here left. So, you know, at this beginning stages of the game, you must go back to June and May at your initial starting point, and you must just see if they've got any quests available for you, because they will also help you unlock a whole bunch of structures. Okay, let's check it out now. I need 320, so yeah, I think we are good to go now. I think there's more than enough resources now to just complete the structure. And I have to worm my way up here again. There we go. I know there's a few pieces of wood that we've got to also place here at the top. I think that is pretty much done. Okay, cool. Alright. So we do still require the scaffolding just to place these top parts. I did craft a few pieces of grit, so it's in here. There we go. I'm not sure if I've got enough. I can maybe just craft a few extra pieces of grit. Okay, we need a wood block. Let's just craft 1 wood block or 10 wood block. They do 10 at a time. And let's craft the grits. Okay, cool. Hopefully that is enough. This little cat walking around over here. It's quite cool that the cat basically just came with the village house. I think we might need some extra grits. It's relatively quick to craft though. Okay, cool. Oh, that's done. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. that went a lot quicker than I thought. Let's just basically take down all of these scaffolding. See, now at least we do get some of the material back. Deconstruct, and last piece. There we go. Alright, and this travel point, this is interesting. This travel point. Okay, so I think this travel point gets automatically assigned with the warehouse, or it gets placed close to the warehouse. And after you've got the warehouse placed, then your town will be recognized as a town, or the village rather. But let's just go to the management here. Now I want to see what we need. We've got the basic carpenter's workshop, right? Ah, okay, so now this is where we can start assigning. Yeah, this is where we can start assigning the villagers to do like a bunch of things. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go to the basic carpenter's workshop and the carpenter's table. Now what I want to do is I want them to start crafting here. I want them to craft some raw planks, and obviously I just need to supply them with the raw wood. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna break it down so they can do 30% or 20% on each. Let's do 20% on each. And these are the items that I need the most. So yeah, I'm gonna just set it up like that. Now I need a villager assigned here. So let's see, carpenter's table, there we go. Okay, so we've got one villager assigned. Now there's a red button over here. Okay, so they require those resources, but they also need food. Field kitchen. Okay, let's see here. So we need to probably assign one of the workers here to the field kitchen. Now the fried Hongshan Kai Tai, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is one of the easiest meals to prepare. So I think I'm gonna assign them to prepare that meal. Now let's just see here. You are hungry, find food to eat. Okay, that's fine. Yes, so we need a whole bunch of stuff. We need the radish and we need onions to make that specific dish. And let's just see, we need a whole bunch of rice. I'm gonna carry all of this stuff through from my caravan. I'm gonna bring towards the side. Let's see. I'm gonna take all of these things out from the caravan, and this can go in here. Just want to see if there's a quick transfer. Take all. Yeah. You know what? No, not take all. Move all. Move one. Quick move. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. I got it. Yeah, so I'm gonna just basically move all of this stuff. And I think what's gonna also help, if the stuff is in the warehouse, you will automatically have access to it, like when you want to build new structures. I think so, at least. Okay, so I'm gonna head back to June's house. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go to May's garden and I'm gonna just harvest a whole bunch of goodies, which we require to prepare the food. Now you see the villagers, they do need that extra food, so in order for them to work effectively. So you know, this is not much different from Medieval Dynasty or Sengoku Dynasty, the way in which you supply the food and how you do the general management. But I can see my guy is starting to see dots over here, so I've got to really feed him quickly. Let's just see here. It's got some radish. We need the onion and we need radish, and then we need the actual rice. Okay, so this is what we need for that one specific dish. I want to see if there's another easy meal that we can make. Suppose I need to maybe start setting up my own rice paddies and crop fields. I think that will also help. I'm basically just stealing all of June's stuff, or May's stuff rather. Okay, let's just see here. I want to quickly go here to the field kitchen and see what other meal we can prepare that's relatively easy. Craft max 1. Okay, we can only craft 1. I think we're lacking the radish, that is. Let's see, for these other things we need, okay, we need dough, bay leaf, wood ear mushroom. I don't have any of these other ingredients, like I don't even know where to find all of these. This looks relatively easy, garlic, ginger and snail. I just don't know where to find the snail. It says here the plain area of the 9 arch bridge. Okay, this is also easy. Ube, vegetable soup. Okay, we need to get garlic and ginger. Alright, I think, you know what, I'm going to just focus on this one. We need rice, which we've got plenty of. Radish and onion. Those ingredients, we've got all of that. So I'm going to just help myself to a meal, and then I'll supply the villagers on the other side also with the stuff. Okay, let's do a quick travel. I don't know if I can use the actual field kitchen or their kitchen. I can't use it. No, I can assign them to it, but I can't use it myself. Right, so let's do this. There's the rice, so we can move that across, and the onion and the radish. Okay, we are going to require some extra radish to make these meals, but let's just see when we go to the village management. Field kitchen, there, okay. I'm gonna just let them make the one dish, and this red means obviously we're missing some sort of resources. Ah, there we go, now we can see the warnings. Okay, so the red block that they're showing here is not enough resources. Okay. Not enough resources. Okay. Oopsie. Why is this laying here? Does this mean the storage is full? No. I don't know why it's actually dropping the stuff. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, so that's why they didn't make it. So let's just quickly see if it works now. Yeah, okay, cool. We've got now everything that we need. And they are starting to prepare the fried Hongshan Kai Tai. Let's just see if we can do find a few extra ingredients for us. The rice, I think I might find some rice on that side. We've got some wetlands over here. I can see some radish, that we're definitely going to use. Ah, there we go, yes. Okay, so we've got the rice over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just harvest as much as I can. And then we've got a one villager assigned to basically just prepare all of those meals. If we can get all of the raw ingredients there together, and then I can just prepare a whole bunch of meals for us. And then I also need to take some wood to the carpentry so that our other guy can do all the pieces of wood that we require. Now this is going to make things a lot easier. So it's, like I said, it's very similar to how you would start with Medieval Dynasty or Sengoku Dynasty. At the beginning it's very labor intensive and everything is just dragging along. But as you progress and get more villages to your town, everything gets more streamlined. I'm not really sure if you can get your villagers to help build the structures. That I'm not sure of, but I think so. I think you will be eventually able to get them. Serene Overlook. Oh, okay. I think this is also part of a quest. I need to come here. So I needed to tell May about all the places, and yeah, I think this is one of the places. Serene Overlook. Okay, cool. That looks like a pretty steep drop, so I'm not going to go that way. I want to see if I can find a few pieces of onion maybe still. If we can get some extra onion, that would be great. I'm gonna just go ahead now and grab some of the extra radish that we can find here. There's plenty of radish. There's this bright green bush, and onion looks like a very thin leaf plant. Oh, I think there's a few, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is, yeah. Okay, this is it. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Because now we can make that one specific meal, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to just harvest some wood, which we can then place in the carpentry. And then we can use that other guy to just basically craft us some planks and beams. And like I said, this is going to make things significantly easier. Because I think once those items are in the warehouse, I don't have to physically collect it every time when I start building. It will just utilize what's ever in the warehouse. Okay, I can see these pigs, I need to actually return them to May. She's got a little pig farm over there, and she said some of them escaped, and I think this is one of them. And then there's also chickens that escaped, so I must actually go look for some chickens also. But you know what, let's just quickly head back, and I'm gonna place that wood by the carpentry. Or must it go into the warehouse? I think the wood needs to be in the warehouse. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna drop it in there. There we go. Right, let's see if that does make a difference. There we go. Okay, so you can see now they don't require extra resources. Field kitchen, that's going. Alright, we've got already 3 meals in storage. So this should keep them happy. I think this is the only things that they need is the actual food and then the resources. They don't require additional tools for the current production that we're doing. Right, and with the basic carpentry, let's see how that goes. Okay, awesome stuff. Okay, so he's working very well over here. I think let's take this down to 20. Let's make that also 10%. 6 every hour. Okay, cool. Now this is nice, you know, so what I can maybe do is just add myself another villager house. Because then we get another 2 villagers that we can utilize here. Just to do like random jobs. But yeah, at least we've got now some meals. You can see in there. There's our meals. I'm going to transfer all of this also across. I've got the rice. There we go. Onions. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, now I'm happy with this. Got plenty of onion, plenty of everything that we need. Okay, good. Right, so let's maybe go ahead and add ourselves another village house. We need a whole bunch of stuff for this house. Required items, inventory and caravan. Okay, that's kind of strange because this now needs to be in my inventory and the caravan to build that. I thought if it's in the warehouse, it will actually allow us to build all these things. Okay, well, let's do this then. I'm gonna just have to transfer all of the stuff over. Alrighty, so I've got now most of the things that we need for the village house. So I'm gonna add another village house over here. I just need to look for a good location. Maybe actually here. This might not be a bad spot for it. We've got a road coming through here, so yeah, let's maybe place one right over here. I think this is a good spot. So I'm gonna place it right over there, and then we can just start placing all the pieces together. It's not a big structure, but it also does take quite some time to build. That's part of the foundation, and then we need the planks. Well, let's just go ahead. Oh, sorry, the logs, I mean. We need a whole bunch of these. I think there's a few logs left here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so from here we've got to just place the beams. One thing that's nice about this village house is I also don't need any scaffolding to complete this. As far as I remember, I did pretty much everything with the house just off the ground. I think there's maybe one piece I had to get a scaffolding, but for most part of it, it's not necessary. Okay, we've got our beams and our planks. Plain beams. I don't think we need any plain beams. Let's just go ahead and want to add some wood. Just add some extra wood over here. How do you split it? Shift. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna basically just craft some of my own planks and beams. So let's do maybe 40 over here. So now with these villages that we've got, obviously it's gonna just help you to delegate and to get rid of all these mundane tasks and give it to them, and you can focus on the more pressing matters. Okay, cool. I think we should be able to finish this house pretty quickly. Now, when the house is done, you don't need to do any like special recruitment. Literally, the people will just appear in the village house and you can start utilizing them directly. These are the wedges that we need. I think we do have some wedges in here. Let's just quickly check. Wedges. Where's my wedges? There we go. And don't need the plain planks. Okay. You can see the progression is relatively quick. I mean, we're already halfway with the house. Raw beams. Yeah, you see, so this you can do from the ground. You can actually place those beams. So let's just do maybe another... I'm gonna just go for 60 of these, of the raw beams, and then also 60 of the raw planks. So ideally you need 2 villagers to work here at the carpentry, then things goes relatively quick. So just check this out. Raw plank 70. Okay, yeah, I think this should be fine. So when we get these next 2 villages in, I think, yeah, that's gonna just help us so much with the raw production. It's really nice to see it all come together. Really love the architecture. Let's see, a split. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is, I'm going to sign maybe another 60 planks. Yeah, as far as I remember, this is the one thing that I did need the scaffolding for. So I'm going to go ahead and set some scaffolding up on that side. I know I do have some bamboo, I'm just not sure where I placed it. I think it's in this storage over here. No, then it's in the caravan. Must be. Yeah, there we go. And in fact, you know what, let's just take this. I'm gonna take all of this out. I know I'm over encumbered now, but that's really okay. We're gonna dig through these resources really quickly in any case. 1, 2, 3. Right, so from here we place the flax. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and jump on here. It's just gonna make it so much easier. And once this is done, then we can pretty much take down the scaffolding again. I'm going to definitely require some extra wood over here. Let's just take this down and let's chop down a few trees. We're not going to need too many though. The sand we can drop in here, and also the clay I'm going to... Yeah, let's just keep it here for now. And the mortar, that's also, we can leave that. Right. Let's get the last few pieces of wood and then we should get that house completed. Alright, let's finish this up. I think eventually you should be able to upgrade these houses on a later stage. Like, you know, the same way June's house has got the tiled roof. I think eventually you'll be able to build the village houses with the tiled roofs. I'm sure of it. Okay, now we need another primitive hammer. So we're gonna just have to move the stone. I'm gonna just move the mortar as well, because we're gonna require that, I think, for the flooring, if I'm not mistaken. Right, so I think I've still got my trowel in here. There we go. And let's maybe put it in there. Oh, yes, of course. We've got the clay in here. What I do like about this game is that when your inventory, when you're over encumbered, you can really load yourself up without going to a complete standstill. I don't even know if you can go to a complete standstill. But I like the fact that if you're over encumbered, it doesn't make you completely frozen, if that makes sense. You're still able to move, but just significantly slower. We're just doing the little rooms here on the inside. And then we've got the flooring, so now we need the chisel again. And okay, we don't need the mortar, just the stone. And now we need the trowel again. I would have liked maybe 1 or 2 slots extra here for your hotbar. Okay, well there we go. We've got now another 2 villages. Now what's a little bit odd for me is that we've only got men in this village, and now I'm really hoping there's a way that I can get some women to the village. I don't know how you will do that, but yeah, it would be nice to have a few women in the village. I'll just move all of these items across again. There we go. Alright, so we've got the extra workers now. I'm going to look now how I can assign them. I just want to grab a quick snack. See, we've got plenty of meals now for the people. They're all eating the same thing, but that will just have to do for now. Okay, so let's go to the village management tab. So we can assign quite a few workers here. Now, I don't know. Will these ones, oh, they gather the actual resources, the raw resources. Well, this is good. You know, if we can assign someone to gather like raw resources here. Let's maybe do that. Let's assign 1 worker over here. Of course, they need the tools. So they're going to need, I suppose, hammers for the wood. Oh, sorry, hatchets. They're going to need the hatchets for the wood and pickaxes for the stone. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and assign 1 worker for the wood, and I'll assign 1 worker for the stone. And they can do the 100% workload. So let's see, if we do the crafting, I've got plenty of wood. So the stone I dropped in here by the caravan. Let me just see here. There we go. Okay, so let's craft a few hatchets and also a few pickaxes. Let's maybe do 3 of the hatchets and 3 pickaxes. And then I've got to place them in the warehouse, I believe. And then they should be able to start gathering all the resources that we need. Okay, so those are the hatchets, and then we can do the 3 pickaxes. And I'll place this in the warehouse, and then I'm going to just see if they actually start working. You see, because between the gathering the stone and the wood, those are the 2 most time-consuming things to do in this game. So if you've got your villagers assigned to do this, I just think it's going to really help streamline everything. Okay, let's see, another pickaxe, hatchet, Okay, I'm going to just leave it at that. Oh, there's another hatchet over here. There we go. 3 hatchets. Looks like there's 4 hatchets. Okay, I'll keep one for myself. There we go. So let's see now if this is all working. Warehouse. Right. 23. So they gather basically 200 wood every hour. And that's insane. Okay, so the gathering really does go quick once you've got one worker assigned over there. Yeah, okay, so you can see the resources are slowly but surely building up. Okay, well this is really good. So now from here we can basically, let's just see, workshops. We can look for a spot for the stonemason's workshop. We're gonna need some limestone. Okay. Let's just see the bricklayer's workshop. What do we need for this? We need a whole bunch of planks, also some extra limestone. So the only place that I know where I can get limestone at the moment is there up by June's house. So I'll have to maybe quickly run back and get some limestone over there. But in any case, so it was as I suspected. When you get your villagers, you can then streamline all of the stuff that you require to build the buildings. And yeah, I just want to maybe see to add one more villager house. And then this is going to really help us to produce everything that we need. But that is me for today's episode. I do hope that you did enjoy it. I'll maybe play a little bit offline and just gather all of the stuff that we need to add some more production buildings. But it's nice to see it come alive, like with the extra villages that we've got now. So thank you for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one.
In a game of adventure and strategy, we make our mark. Accidental gamer, many kingdoms from the top. Together we rise, we conquer.